In the last module, we had learned that energy is the ability to do work. In this video, let us first of all look at an analogy to understand the relationship between work and energy in a bit more detail. So imagine, let's say I have 100 rupees in my pocket, and with me I have my friend who has no money. So let's say I wish to give my friend 50 rupees. So to give him 50 rupees, I have to I can either directly hand it over to him or use any other method like Google Pay or use some other bank transaction. But yeah, I have to do some transaction. I have to give him that money so that I can so that my friend gets 50 rupees with him. So this during this transaction, if I have 100 rupees in the start, after the transaction, after I give him the money, I am left with only 50 rupees, and my friend gets earlier he had 0 rupees, and then after the transaction he has now 50 rupees. One thing that we can note in this example is that the total amount of money remains same. So initially I had 100 rupees, he had 0 rupees. So total money was 0 plus 100, 100. After the transaction, I am left with 50 rupees only, and my friend also gets 50 rupees. So now also after the transaction, I have 50 rupees and my friend also has 50 rupees. So in total, the total money in this whole system is 50 plus 50, which is 100 rupees. So we can see that the total amount of money stays 100 rupees, and that also means that we can neither destroy money or create money, right? It seems logical. You cannot destroy money, or you cannot make money vanish, and neither can you create money out of nothing, right? You cannot create a 100 rupee note out of nowhere. But in some cases it might seem that we're destroying money, but that's not the true case. For example, if I have 100 coins in my pocket of 1 rupee, so I have 100 rupees essentially, and I wish to transfer 50 coins or 50 rupees to my friend. So obviously 50 coins is not so easy to handle. So while I give him those 50 coins, because there are 50 coins, I might drop a few coins, and let's say I drop 3 coins of 1 rupee, so I drop 3 rupees down, and they drop into the gutter down here, and my friend gets only 47 rupees. So now initially I had 100 rupees and he had 0, so the total was 100, and after the transaction I had 50 and he had 47. So it seems that the total amount now is 97, and so we've maybe destroyed money, but actually we simply wasted money. So some of the money has gone into the gutter, and if somebody comes and picks that money up, he can use it. So essentially, even after the transaction, the total money was 50 plus 47 plus 3 rupees that I wasted, so 100. But yeah, it might seem that I destroyed money, but I cannot destroy money. I can simply waste it. So money cannot. First of all, what are the key takeaways from this example? First of all, in order for me to, so if my friend wants to gain some money, we have to have some transaction. I have to give money to him, and secondly, when I give money, somebody has to take that money, right? That's very obvious. So when I give that money, my friend takes some money, and if I give the money, the total money that I have reduces. It goes from 100 to 50, and the person who takes the money, his total money increases, but the total money in this whole system, even after the transaction, remains the same. And you can neither create money nor destroy money. Yeah, you might be wasting money, but you cannot destroy or create it. And so those are the basic example that is the basic example that I wanted to give in this video, and those are the main points that you need to keep in mind for this example. And in the next video, let us now use this example to understand the relationship between work and energy in a bit more detail. Last point that I just want to mention here is that there are two ways in which I can give him money. I can either give him in coins or give him in cash, right? I can give him, for example, a 50 rupee note, or I can give him coins, 1 rupee coins. I can give him 51 rupee coins, and essentially I'm transferring the same amount of money, so that is 50 rupees in both the cases, but the form in which I'm transferring is different. So either I could give him in coins or in cash. Only the form differs in this case, not the amount. So the money remains the money, and the amount of 50 rupees remains that same amount, although the form could be different. It could be either coins or cash. Okay, and that's the last point. So that's it for this video. In the next video, let us now use this analogy to understand the relation between work and energy.